All right, you guys, we have a very special video for you today. Now, many of you that have been following our channel know that we only started posting videos on Labor Day of 2019. So it's really only been, what, 4 months that we've actually been posting videos. But obviously, we have been shooting videos of our family, well, for as long as our kids have been alive. We've really loved videoing our kids, standard, family home videos, if you will. What we wanted to do is today give you kind of a 2019 recap of what happened to our family. Some of the highlights that we had this last year. So we are super stoked to kind of recap 2019 with you guys here today. All the kids are here to share with you their highlights as well.
Like Justin said, I've always been an avid picture taker. I've always taken a lot of pictures and videos because for me, that's the only way to remember all the amazing memories that we make as a family. And it's so fun to look back on everything we did. Every single year when we kind of look back at what we've done, I'm always blown away by how much happened in 1 year's time. There's always highs and lows, but so many more highs than lows, and 2019 was an incredible year. We feel really grateful for everything that we got to do and all the memories we made. It's been a really awesome year. So we want to take you along and show you some of our very favorites. So probably the biggest change for our family in 2019 was our new family member, Annabelle. We got her as a Christmas morning puppy last year, and if you have not seen that video, we'll link it here above. It was a pretty memorable Christmas last year, but we loved cute Annabelle as a puppy. She grew so fast, but one of our favorite memories when we look back on it, we were just looking at pictures of it. So we went up sledding in the mountains with cute Annabelle and took her down on the sled a few times, and she got so cold that I had to put her inside of my coat.
Guys, she was literally as big as her head is now.
Another thing that happened in January that was kind of big for us is if you haven't seen our house fire video, we had a house fire the November of 2018, and so we had a pretty dramatic makeover of our master bathroom, so we'll share some pictures of that. Okay, so pretty big thing happened for Ashton and Landon in January. Do you guys remember?
Was our eye surgery!
Yes!
Yeah, so guys, this is their second eye muscle surgery, and honestly, I have the fondest memories of these two. They've spent some time in the hospital, right?
A little bit, yeah.
And it's just been, I just have the cutest memories of just, being by their bedside and them coming out of surgery, and they're always just so smiley and happy. They came right out of anesthesia and they're just as giggling, as happily as can be. So that was honestly so fun. And the good news here is, the eye surgery really worked. Their eyes have become really corrected over time and it's just been a really successful surgery.
It was a very successful surgery, but the part that I remember the most is how brave they were, because they were told that they were the most incredible patients they've ever had. They said they've never ever had patients wake up that happy from surgery before. They woke up from the surgery and they weren't crying. They were just the sweetest, happiest little kids. They said that they'd never seen anything like it before, so that was kind of cute. It was an extra big month for the twins because not only did they have eye surgery, but Landon started a session at Now I Can, his first session of the year at the end of January, but before that they celebrated their 8th birthday. It's a big birthday.
Happy birthday
to you. Happy birthday, dear Ashton and Landon. Happy birthday to you.
Cha-cha-cha, ooh la la.
Them turning 8 was a very big birthday for them because, in our church, they get the opportunity to choose to be baptized when they turn 8. And they actually weren't baptized until March because it was really important to us that my dad got to be there.
Guys, I'm gonna do this again this year, but I climbed a mountain here in Utah called Lone Peak. It's 11,300 feet. It was a pretty incredible climb to the top, and we skied down the backside of the mountain itself. Honestly, it was one of the coolest, big mountain skiing experiences I've had in my life, and I'm super stoked to do it again this year. Took about 6.5 hours to get to the top, like an hour and a half to get down, but it was a truly fun experience. In fact, funny story here, because the Lone Peak faces our house, I called the family when I was at the top of the mountain, and a neighbor pulled out a telescope and kind of shined and put his phone up to the telescope and recorded a video of us we looked like little ants, kind of walking up the big face of this mountain to ski it. And I shared that with the family, so that was pretty cool.
Okay, February. So January was a big month for the twins, but I would say February was a big month for Turin. We've got a lot of winter birthdays in our family. So Turin had a very special birthday.
It was my golden birthday.
So Turin turned
February.
11 on February 11th, which makes it his golden birthday. So we decked out the house with gold balloons and gold of everything you could think of. So we had a really good time. We went sledding, and there was this thing called the bowl. Probably the steepest sledding we've ever done. Not only did he have a golden birthday, some awesome partying with friends and family, but he also had a soccer tournament in Las Vegas, so our whole family got to go there. And what was kind of neat about that is for the very first time ever, we saw...
It snowed in Vegas, you guys.
We could not believe it.
In February,
Oh, yeah.
which I don't know, for those of you that live in Vegas, that could be normal. For us, it was like,
It's kind of rare.
I think it's actually pretty rare. In fact, I'm quite certain it's rare.
I mentioned how we had their baptism in March, and it's because my dad ended up having an open heart surgery.
Triple bypass, open heart surgery.
Yeah, so it was a little bit scary there for a while. We were really worried about him. We're so grateful he's doing really, really well now. Justin was awesome and held down the fort so that I could have the opportunity to go be with my dad and help him as he recovered. Okay, so moving on to March Madness.
Turin is a big sports nut. In fact, this kid knows more about sports than I do, which is a little frustrating at times, but boy, Uncle Sean loves it. They can geek out on sports statistics where I just can't participate. Turin and I went to an NCAA tournament down in Salt Lake, and it was a ton of fun.
So Landon actually had a pretty monumental moment that we didn't really know was coming until the last second. Do you remember that?
Where they went to like the Capitol?
Yes. So we found out that, there was a bill that was going to be passed that was going to help, get funding for kids to be able to get more physical therapy that has helped Landon so very much. So we decided that we thought it would be a good opportunity to go up there and support that. So I went up there with all 4 of the kids. We all went all the way up Salt Lake City, downtown Salt Lake City at the Capitol, and we just kind of thought we would be there in support of it. They asked if anybody wanted to speak on it. And anyway, it's kind of a long story. We weren't chosen, and then somebody, the congressman just kind of came and tapped me on the shoulder and said, I want your son to come up and speak too. It was just the coolest experience. I guess I actually was the one that ended up going up there and speaking. I wasn't prepared, and so it was kind of nerve-wracking, but it was a really neat experience to go up there and just kind of advocate for kids like Landon and bring awareness to cerebral palsy. So it's awesome.
And then another big highlight, obviously, the twins, again, so in our church, you have the choice to be baptized at the age of 8, and these 2 twins here chose to be baptized. So I had the privilege of baptizing these 2.
Highlight for me is that I asked Ashton and Landon if they would sing a song with me at their baptism. So the 3 of us sang a song that we love so much called Peace in Christ.
Oh yeah.
And I was so emotional that I sounded awful because I cried through the whole thing, but they sounded beautiful. So that was their gift to me.
And then I had another pretty cool adventurous-like experience.
This guy's always doing cool stuff.
Well, that's not true.
Always. He's super brave, has no fear, and...
So I went helicopter skiing, and it was amazing. Helicopter and cat skiing, and it was a place called Whisper Ridge up in northern Salt Lake area, and it was awesome. It was fun being able to cruise around in a helicopter, being dropped off at different peaks throughout the Wasatch Front, and skiing some more big mountains. So yeah, it was awesome.
Okay, moving on to April. What do we do every April?
Go to Las Vegas.
With who?
Our cousins.
So we started a tradition quite a few years
Oh my
ago.
gosh, you always correct me when I say this, but we've been going there literally since Turin was an infant.
Not with them, but we have been going to Lake Las Vegas
Yes.
for a long time, yes. But with our cousins, we kind of started going with them at spring break time at least 4 years ago, and it's been such a fun tradition. It's this resort where they've got basketball hoops, they've got kayaks,
They've got, they have this, what is it? They have that putting green.
Putting green. Guys, it's like
Massive water slide.
I would say our favorite part is the water slide. We rent a boat, go around the lake, but our favorite's gotta be the water slide because they're pretty laid back if you get the right lifeguard, and we always do
huge trains.
huge trains.
Like last time I swear we did like a 24 people.
20. I mean, yeah, you guys can see the footage right now that it's, you know, we pretty much filled the whole entire slide with people.
It's like my favorite thing to do.
Here you go, buddy. Get ready. Grab it. Yeah!
So guys, interesting fact though about this trip is this is when Lindsay and I actually created a YouTube channel account, and we hadn't started posting videos, but we did document a lot of this trip, which we're super excited to share that footage with you now, because again, it's all kind of raw footage. But this is when we kind of decided that we'd be brave and start to share our story a little bit, and this was kind of our first step is opening up an account on YouTube.
Another funny thing we did is we did an adventure hunt as a Bingham family. We did all these funny, hilarious challenges. It was just, we were on a team together. That was so much fun. We have another tradition we do in April. Do you guys remember what it is?
Easter egg?
Yes, we do a big Easter egg hunt. We've been doing this, I don't know, for those of you who are new here, but we have been neighbors with Brandon and Mindy's family for a very long time, before our children were even born. We've been doing Easter egg hunts with our last neighborhood and our current neighborhood every single year. It's so much fun. Mindy has buckets and buckets of eggs, and we just go all out. It's so much fun.
Yeah, it's everyone contributes. Everyone in the neighborhood brings bags of candy, and then
we fill them.
Then each family will fill all of the eggs, and then we go out and hide them. And then honestly, we get a huge turnout.
Okay, moving on to May. Most moms in the middle phase of life like this will tell you that May is worse than December, and I am here to tell you it is true.
Guys, May was the busiest month of the year, hands down. But
the best. Okay, we gotta start with Ava's dance recital because
it was amazing, and it was cute, and it was precious, and Ava is an amazing dancer.
we might just die, like every time. Would you guys just die over your sister?
Oh yes, we would just sure to die.
Guys, Ava
honestly,
is not camera shy, as you can tell, but she is certainly not crowd shy either. She just knows how to soak up the spotlight.
Another really big thing that happened for us in May is we had a very, very big delivery coming from my home state.
So we sold our old boat in 2018, right at the end of the season. We ended up buying a boat out of a dealership in Wisconsin, and it was delivered to our home in May, just in time for the summertime.
yes, I'm May.
Oh, and we had so much fun on that boat this summer. It's one of our favorite things to do as a family in the summer. We don't usually take trips anywhere else because if we have time, we want to be on that boat making memories.
And guys, we will not bore you with all the boating footage, but oh my goodness, we have a lot.
So Turin actually got to do something really neat with his school. They got to do a program called Hope of America, where all, a lot of 5th graders across the state get to come there and do this really special program about our country. So that was really neat that he got to do that. Very, very first time experience was going to the state cup. So this is the first year that he's in an old enough bracket that they're able to qualify to compete to go to state. So they went through the playoffs and they just kept winning and winning and winning, and they went to state cup, and it was
Double overtime.
Double
There was
overtime.
literally probably 25 seconds left. And they hit the post and the crossbar, and it was good.
It was a tough loss, and honestly, it could have gone either direction. Both really good teams. And what's funny is that, of the entire state, we were playing basically our neighbors. And so we've got some good talent around this county, which is kind of fun. But yeah, so state finals, that was really cool. So also, just throwing in something else in May, we went on a Bingham girls trip to Las Vegas to see Celine Dion in May, and that was so much fun. Celine Dion is incredible. It was so fun to be with all the girls, hang by the pool, go shopping. And again, Justin held down the fort at home and was such a super dad in allowing me to go do that. But most of all, something big happens in May. I think maybe somebody has a birthday.
I think someone had a birthday in May. Who could that be?
Me!
How old did you turn?
4.
4.
And Ava, tell us about your birthday. Tell everyone about your birthday.
So
I had a unicorn birthday.
She had a and did unicorns come?
Yeah.
Real unicorns. Did they come?
Yeah, Dad, I saw one.
Yep. Guys, we found this awesome company that basically you can rent unicorns, right? They're ponies. And they come to your house and they just take little pony rides around the backyard, and honestly,
You
it
get to,
was
like,
amazing.
Makeovers and brush their hair.
They got to ride them and then you got to brush their hair.
We didn't only have fun with our friends, we also had a pretty funny family party. In fact, if I remember right, Diddy Cream Cheetos, does that ring a bell for you?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
And then do you remember when you guys had your makeup done?
Oh, yeah.
What was I?
You guys had makeup everywhere.
I did hazy and I did so bad.
No, I think we had their brothers do their makeup.
Ashley
It
did
was
hazy.
pretty funny.
Ashley did hazy, Kurt and Ava.
Yeah.
I did
So we had a ton of fun celebrating this cute girl in May. Okay, so June is the start of summertime. School's out. Miss Ava actually learned to swim this summer, which was huge. And she was such a little champ. She learned to swim so fast. She was so brave.
That was swimming lesson.
She loved her swimming lessons.
I mean, you guys have seen the ear piercing video. If you have not, you have to check that out right now. But Ava's just a brave little girl. She didn't flinch at all when she got her ears pierced. When it comes to swimming, she just jumps right in and had no fear on learning how to swim.
With all the boating that we do, you know, being safer on the water is kind of a big deal. So we started off our summer by heading to St. George. We weren't getting very warm weather here. I remember we kind of had a cold start to the summer, so we headed south.
Guys, it was tons of fun. Yep, I had a company party down there, a company getaway. We took the whole company down to St. George, and then after the event was over, the family met me down in St. George, and we just boated for the next few days. Ironically, found out Sean was down there. We did not coordinate that.
Yeah, we ran into Uncle Sean. That was so fun.
And that was kind of our first time on our boat, which was a ton of fun.
Yes, it was. Justin actually headed to Lake Powell for a guy's trip.
Yes.
Came back a little bit sore.
I did a gainer off of, I don't know, how big was it?
65, you said.
Nah, I don't think it was 65. Maybe it was a 60-foot cliff. Slightly over-rotated, landed a little bit on my back.
Landon started his second session of the year. He spent the first 3 weeks of his summer at the gym. Such a champ. I don't know how he does it.
Guys, if you've not seen the videos of A Day in the Life of Landon at Now I Can, go check them out. They're so inspiring. A couple of them already hit, I think both of them already hit over 100,000, which is incredible. Now guys, we cannot forget the most important part of June, which was
Mom's birthday.
Mom's birthday. Guys, Mom turned a solid 23 this year.
We went boating,
We
what
went
we love to
boating.
do in the summer. We had so much fun.
All right guys, so moving on to July. July is one of my favorite months because it is the 4th of July, which is my favorite holiday.
So we had a really fun 4th of July this year because my entire family gathered together for a family reunion. We don't have all of my siblings together very often at all.
They live in Wisconsin.
I have a brother who lives in Wisconsin, and my parents live in Arizona, and my sister just barely moved up from Arizona. So we all gathered together and had a week full of tons of summer fun and celebrated the 4th of July together.
Which is a ton of fun. And then we headed off to Bear Lake for our annual boating trip to Bear Lake, which was
friends.
My favorite trip, I think, I've ever been.
really. Would you?
2 is the best too.
So we're
That is
there
true.
with all of
Chris
our
Henry
friends.
can
We
cook.
have a friend who is like the master trigger guy.
Oh,
Chris
like if
is-
he started a business, or if he started like a restaurant.
And we rent a big house, we play games,
Yeah,
we go
4
swimming, we go 2 boats.
2 boats, 4 or 5 families, and it's just a ton of fun. So guys, something really cool for me happened in July. So a man that I met in Italy when I served my 2-year LDS mission back in 2002 to 2004, someone that I baptized, got married.
Oh, I know who it is.
Who?
Stefano.
Stefano. He moved temporarily to Utah on a work visa. He decided to get married here in the temple to his wife, and he invited me to be a part of that, which was a very special experience for me. All right, so moving on to August. Now, August, many of you were introduced to our family. That is when we started vlogging, and we started doing it basically towards the end of August.
So I would say my very, very, very favorite, I couldn't say it because I love Bear Lake too, but we love Lake Powell, and
heaven on earth.
it's heaven on earth, and I'm just so happy that my family loves it as much as I do.
It's the best.
We go with just our little family, which we love because it's just so special to be able to be just as a family, but you are just out in the middle of nowhere. It's just paradise. There's these cool little canyons you can explore.
Guys, we did a ton of cliff jumping in Lake Powell. Turin learned to surf. It was his first time
With no rope.
surfing by himself with no rope. And it honestly took him like 3 tries. And it blew Lindsay away because
I've been trying a lot
he figured
longer.
it out. He figured it out before Lindsay did.
It's because you had inspired me. I just felt determined after watching him do it. I thought,
My son cannot beat me to surf.
So guys, we do obviously have a Lake Powell video. Check that one out, it's awesome. Something that, again, was not documented was I took a group of young men in the neighborhood, again, part of our church. I was a young men's leader at the time. Brandon was also one of the advisors in our quorum, and we took all these boys up to Mountain Lake and had what's called, well, it's called High Adventure, but had basically 3 days of just boating on the lake, nighttime boating, cliff jumping, just
Jumping off big bridges.
jumping off big bridges.
Yeah, so Turin had a ton of soccer tournaments. It's safe to say that between boating and Landon's therapy and soccer tournaments, we fit in as much as you possibly could have into our summertime, but sadly summer came to an end and the kids headed back to school. 1 year older, 1 grade older, and
wiser.
big 3rd graders, 6th grader, and Ava's last year of preschool.
So guys, the vlog officially started, so our YouTube channel, I would say, unofficially started in April, but it officially started when Lindsay and I went to Miami. So we left for Miami at the end of August for a business trip that I go on every year, and we'll do it again this year. And I've had the privilege of taking Sweet Lindsay with me, and we usually make a trip out of it. After my business trip is over, we extend our stay throughout Labor Day and have just a total blast.
We love Miami.
And that is when we started actually videoing daily, and you guys can check out those videos now. If you haven't, they are a ton of fun. Lindsay and I have a blast together when we travel. Feels like we're, kind of on our honeymoon again.
But the biggest part of our Miami trip this year, I would say the most exciting part, we escaped a hurricane by just a tiny little bit. In fact, when we got there, they hadn't really been talking about it yet because it was supposed to be in a different location, and then the hurricane moved. And so we were, we were made aware.
Stocking up on gas, and I'm worried about my parents. My dad's like, we'll be fine.
Well, Justin and I were feeling kind of adventurous because we didn't have all of our kids with us, so we thought, well, if we have to go find another hotel or rent a car or whatever, we'll be fine. We just kind of thought it was kind of fun and exciting. And I'm sure all of you who have been through a hurricane are thinking we're so ridiculous because they're not very exciting. But anyway, the hurricane was coming straight for us. And then it changed directions again, and it didn't end up coming at all. We flew out just right when we were supposed to. And
it was a ton of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, check out those videos. They're so fun.
So our next month is September. First, we had Landon's Run to Walk.
It was a pretty big one too because
It was the last one they'll ever do.
the last one they'll ever do, and we've been talking about how we probably should carry on the tradition.
Just like as a family.
Yeah,
Big family.
make our own walk.
Oh, absolutely. Guys, Landon has done that so many years, and each year he gets faster and faster and faster, to the point where he runs the entire mile.
And watching him cross the finish line is amazing. It's our favorite thing.
And then Lindsay took the kids to Arizona, and I decided to surprise them, which was kind of a fun little getaway for me.
You are so kidding me. Gosh, you are so kidding me. I knew it. You were way too happy to be doing chores for me. I knew it. But we love to go down to Arizona and visit my parents. They have a swimming pool in their backyard, and we just love to go there and swim and have a great time with Papa and Grandma.
My parents left on September 17th, which is my mom's birthday, for the Ukraine. So we were so sad to see them go, but honestly, seeing them now after the 3-4 months they've been there, it's like they're a newly married couple again. It's incredible. So sad day for us to see them go, but yeah. Guys, we hit 10,000 subscribers in September. Thank you guys. Now we're almost at 35,000, which has been an incredible journey. We thank you guys all for that. But yes, 10,000 subscribers was a milestone for our YouTube channel that happened in September.
Okay, so we started off October with Justin's birthday. He always does his annual birthday trip where they go do a bunch of fun stuff in Zions and canyoneering.
October 8th is his birthday.
That's right. Yeah, we went to Zions National Park. You guys saw some of those videos. If you haven't, check those out. Just a ton of fun. Again, just doing, you know, some fun, adventurous rock climbing and canyoneering and whatnot. But it's always a good time to hang out with good friends. And
when he got home for his actual birthday, we got to celebrate him here at home.
guys, Lana started yet again another session, which was his
Third one.
22nd session.
Third one
and now
for this
again,
year.
which is pretty cool. But something really cool that happened, which ended up being kind of a viral video for our channel, was Landon's touchdown that he had. Very cool, kind of, I guess, his very first touchdown he's ever scored in a football game.
It's
Very
like the organized football game is his first touchdown.
Very inspiring moment, I think, for everybody on the field. I don't think there was a dry eye from any adult anywhere on the entire field, so that was pretty special, wasn't it, Landon?
Yeah. And and Brandon was just yelling his heart out.
That's right, Brandon was yelling
so loud.
Those are those moments that are just completely unexpected. You don't see them coming and they just are something you'll never forget. So another video that ended up being really big was surprising Turin. It was our biggest video yet. It was surprising Turin by decorating his locker. I remember when we first went to the school, we saw all these lockers decorated and Turin said, no, I don't want my locker decorated. But as the year went on, he was kind of talking about it a little
I
bit.
wanted candy.
Yeah, he wanted candy. He kept talking about candy and I kept telling him no. Turin, you're not taking candy to school. I don't want you sitting there eating sugar all day. I just kept teasing him, like, you know, telling him no way. So I rounded up his cousin Ryler, who had decorated his own locker, and we surprised him with a disco light, and Ryler brought his fridge. It was pretty fun. I think everybody in the school was like, what is happening?
So obviously, guys, Halloween is part of October. You saw all of our videos there. We did a themed kind of costume with Brandon and his family from This Is How We Bingham. We were all circus characters, and then we do our own thing as a family as well. But this year we let the kids kind of decide what they wanted to be, and we all had some pretty creative costumes. One video actually went pretty viral, and it was Mr. Lando here as
Marshmallow.
DJ Marshmallow. Yeah.
My personal favorite was the dinosaurs right here.
I was a unicorn!
Anywhere.
They're like on the floor laughing.
And then, guys, Ava and I had a little special daddy-daughter dance of Beauty and the Beast.
They were actually reenacting it because when she was tiny, like 2 years ago, she was 2 years old.
Yeah, like...
No, you were 2. And we were just dying over what she did. I remember her coming down the stairs and we just thought, oh, it'd be cute for them to do a little dance. And what she came up with, we were like, what? She'd barely even seen the movie. She comes down the stairs and she's like, you have to go watch that video. If you have not seen the Daddy-Daughter Beauty and the Beast video, your heart will melt. I die every time I watch it, and it shows the video of when she was 2 years old.
Next month was November.
Now November ended up being a lot more eventful than we thought it was going to be. Turin and I headed out to our very first trip together for his regional soccer tournament. I love to watch him play soccer and to just get to hang out with him and go to Arizona, you know, where my parents are, and get to watch his games was such a treat for me. So we went there, we had a really great time. His team won every single game. I don't even think they weren't scored against, which was really cool because
Undefeated, you guys, undefeated.
So anyway, it was just supposed to be this quick little trip before Thanksgiving, and we couldn't get home. Our flight was canceled. It was a big snowstorm.
Oh my God.
So we just had to act quickly and totally killed it.
Drove home,
rented a car. We got to the airport at 9 a.m. By 2 o'clock, we knew it was canceled. By 3 o'clock, I think we were on the road. Got home at 2 a.m. So grateful we were safe, but we got home.
Then we had the Grand America for Thanksgiving, which was a ton of fun.
First time ever.
First time ever, and I think it might
we're
have to
gonna
become
do
a
it again.
tradition. It was just so much fun. Beautiful meal and good company. We went with This Is How We Bingham. And then we had a very special surprise, which many of you probably already know what it is. But before we get there, something else happens. Hey.
Hi, Dad.
Hey, buddy.
We got the news.
What?
I broke my arm.
Turin broke his arm at a friend's house.
like a dummy.
He wasn't even like jumping out of a helicopter, playing soccer. He was just hanging out with friends.
Just boys being boys.
So at first they didn't believe me because like it wasn't swelling at all. But after a little while I'm like, guys, this really hurts. I actually think I broke it. So they took me in.
Yep. He got a buckle fracture on his left arm.
Because we were headed to
Disneyland!
It ended up being just fine. Turin really was able to do most of the rides that he wanted to do anyway. Had such a fun time. We've never done Disneyland at Christmas time.
You guys, December was a packed month. I mean, obviously, you know, you guys have seen most of our videos in December, but December is always a very special time of year. We, again...
Lando had his awesome choir concert.
That's right.
I had another solo, and it was a different one.
And you totally nailed it. Landon had his choir concert, which is awesome. He had his solo, which he totally nailed. And then we got to do all our very special just Christmas, December traditions. We got to go on the North Pole Express. We got to go visit the real Santa Claus. December was just a ton of fun. And then we had an incredible Christmas Eve dinner, as Lindsay likes to call it, and a very special Christmas morning.
Shut up! Shut up! You're such a liar. You're such a liar. Like you're such. That light bulb 11, bro. You're such a liar. Holy crap! Oh yeah, Jeep.
I think more than anything, it kind of gave us a chance to reflect on, you know, this last year, because the previous Christmas, as most of you have seen, was kind of a uniquely difficult Christmas. And, you know, so we just kind of felt gratitude that this has been a better year for us. That 2019 has been an incredible year. Every year is an incredible year, but...
And guys, Landon only had like 4, I think, seizures in 2019, but in late, like even the last 3 months of 2018, he had a lot of them.
True.
So we were blessed he didn't have a lot.
So we feel really grateful. We have really grateful hearts that, you know, we had a really great year, and that, you know, a lot of the hard things we experienced in 2018 got a lot better.
Thank you guys so much for an awesome 2019. Starting this channel has been a huge blessing for our family. It's made the year more exciting for us just to be able to share our story, but I think most importantly, just to be able to hear other people's stories as well about their lives in you know, Holland, if you will. And so
you guys have made our lives better, so thank you for sharing them with us as well. And we're excited for 2020 to be a great year, a new decade.
New decade. Wow, holy cow, guys, a new decade.
We've got a whole nother year of memories to come, and we hope that you'll come along with us.